What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. Thank you very much for joining me here on Pretty Dece, your daily entertainment and pop culture podcast. Very happy you're here, whether you are in the Anchor app, in podcast form, or in the video version, which you can find by searching for Pretty Dece on YouTube. Some unrest on the internet is in the news today, and that comes via the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game. This is a game from EA that is in early access right now, with EA early access right now, and will be out very, very soon. So people have been getting their hands on it in the last week or so, and people are starting to get an understanding of how the in-game unlocks work. Specifically, most importantly, how long it takes to unlock some of the heroes, such as Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, the people that you'd actually want to be able to play as. And people aren't really liking what they're finding. It turns out it'll be about 40 hours of gameplay on average to unlock just a single one of those characters. The most expensive characters, the high-end like Darth Vader. Based on what the average player earns, credits per hour, it'll be about 40 hours of gameplay, which is an incredible amount of time to put into a game. And of course, that's not spending your credits on anything else, because of course, this game has a ton of different credit sinks for you to be able to spend your credits on. So that is you not spending credits on anything else, keeping the exact base equipment, everything completely base, not spending any credits, just focusing on for 40 hours of gameplay, pouring everything you have into getting one of those characters. So people aren't really happy about that, and EA tried to get out there and, kind of talk people down a little bit and said, okay, these numbers are based on, our findings from, our early access and our betas and stuff, and these can always be adjusted. And people, again, still weren't very happy. That comment that EA made on that Reddit thread is now the single most downvoted comment in all of Reddit history. At the last time I looked, it had almost 500,000 downvotes. That means 500,000 different people came along and clicked the down arrow saying that they did not like that comment. So people are pretty unhappy about this news, and really they're upset specifically not because you simply have to work hard to unlock parts of the game. That doesn't make them super happy. But they're most unhappy about the fact that they're paying $60 or more up front, if you include season passes and things like that, and then not getting what they want. They're paying $60 up front for a game that is kind of treated like a free-to-play game. A lot of the stuff that EA is doing here in the Battlefront 2 game looks like something you would find on a mobile game, a game you download for free that then tries to get its hooks in you and get more money out of you. In a free-to-play game, that's exactly what you're signing up for. You expect that going in, because that's sort of the whole transaction that you're making. You're not paying anything up front, but the game is about time. You're investing your time. And if you want to progress further, well, then you can throw some money at it to speed up that time passing. The exact same thing is happening here with Battlefront 2. The only difference is you have to shell out at least $60 up front. The game has this huge kind of free-to-play type currency system built in. There are loot boxes that you can buy with crystals, which is the real money currency, and then those crystals, the things you get from the loot boxes, translate to credits. You can break them down for credits, and then credits are how you buy all of your upgrades on the characters eventually. So what it basically boils down to is if you spend money in the game in order to buy crystals, you then can buy these loot boxes. Inside those loot boxes, you get star cards, which you can dismantle for credits. So you can spend money to get more credits to get to these characters, Darth Vader, etc., much faster. And really kind of hammers the point home. They just posted in the Battlefront 2 store a getting started pack, which is supposed to get a head start, essentially letting you buy your way into the game and cut out many hours of gameplay by giving you some rare star cards to start out, getting you a lot closer to Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. So people are very upset by the fact that you can simply throw money at the problem and not only get closer to the cool characters, but also get a character that is much stronger than other people will be at, simply because you spent a bunch of money. So a lot of people now on YouTube and various other places are throwing in like $90 worth of loot boxes just to see, kind of for the experiment, like, okay, how much better does it make me? And it's considerable. And of course, they do move a lot farther down the progression in terms of unlocking characters and stuff. This is obviously a huge difference from games like Overwatch or Destiny 2, where they too offer you the ability to buy loot boxes with actual money, but the things you get out of those loot boxes are purely cosmetic upgrades. So you're not earning anything that's going to make you better in the game. You are not, like moving yourself further down to unlocking extra characters or anything like that. It's just, hey, do you want your person to be wearing a different shirt? Or maybe you'd like your gun to be a little bit shinier. Those are the level of unlocks that those games offer. And that seems to be about the place where the general consumers are very happy with real money transactions being in competitive games like this. A pure cosmetic stance. And that's what most companies have figured out. That's not quite what EA has figured out thus far. Now, after all of this happened, this blew up all over the internet. People are canceling their pre-orders. People are going crazy about this news. This seems to really have been a tipping point as far as, this weird microtransaction economy in games. This seems to be sort of the line in the sand that people are drawing. And EA has gone back on this now and has said that they're going to reduce the cost of some of these high-end top-tier characters. So they're reducing it by 75%. So before, Darth Vader was like 60,000 credits. Now he'll be like 15,000 credits. So, many, many, many less hours. You're looking at, 3, 4, 5 hours to get these characters instead of 40, which obviously is a huge improvement. But, only became a thing because people complained that much. So, on one hand, good that EA is responding to this feedback, but on the other hand, are they learning a lesson? Will the next game that comes out have this exact same problem, and will they just hope that, people don't care as much on that game because maybe it won't be Star Wars, or maybe they won't present it in quite the exact same way, but the same thing will be true. Time will tell whether this actually changes anything about how they do their business, or whether, they just take their lumps for this game and continue right on with the same business model. So that's going to do it for Pretty Dece for today. We will see how that progresses as the game launches and as things go, and EA puts out more games. Thanks very much for joining me today. Make sure you like Pretty Dece on Facebook at facebook.com/PrettyDeceShow. Of course, follow me on Twitter at PrettyDeceShow, and subscribe on YouTube. That would be absolutely fantastic. We'll be back tomorrow, so make sure you check the YouTube channel for daily episodes so you never miss one.